If you don't own any real estate today, why is it that you don't? Most realtors know nothing about investing. Most realtors know very little to nothing about investing. See, in real estate school, they teach you the laws of how real estate works and to teach you to sell a house. In real estate investing, we're all about numbers. As a realtor, they push the emotion of the purchase on you. As an investor, I don't even look at the house. See, I know that for every 100,000, I need 2,500. I need 25,000 down. My mortgage would be 800. The average rent is 1,500. I don't even have to look at the property because I've made the decision based off of the numbers, not the emotion. See, when people go to real estate school, it's harder for them to become an investor until they actually invest. So you don't have to go to real estate school to be an investor. What attracts you to the ideal of generating passive income? And if you don't know what passive income is, the definition of passive income is money that someone earns without actively working for it, and it usually requires little to no effort. The bricks you lay today is going to be the foundation you're going to want to have in the next 2 to 5 years. Trust me, passive income feels really good. What do you think about the potential for real estate to provide steady cash flow? What if I told you every single month you'll be able to create a steady stream of cash flow? Now, in the beginning, it's going to start off light, but you're still putting those building blocks together. You're still building, and you're stacking. But even though while the cash flow is going to start off slow because you got your expenses, you're not building for today, you're building for next year. You're building for the next 3 years. You're building for the next 5 years. You're building for your children. You're building for your future children. Let me ask you all this. What would an extra $500 do for your household right now? An extra $500 a month. What would that do for your household? I'm telling you, that would probably curb 50% of bankruptcies, an extra $500 a month. Think about that. An extra $500 a month would probably deter 50% of bankruptcies. How powerful would it be financially for you to own an asset that pays you forever, every single month? Think about that. See, sometimes I think it's hard for people to get in the mind of a real estate investor because they can't fathom not trading time for dollars. See, imagine if I took this business credit card, and I bought this, and every single month, this pays me. Every single month, this pays me. Every month. It never stops. So whether you're sick, whether you're on vacation, whether you are on a medical leave, whether you're out for a maternity leave, this doesn't stop. Imagine what that would even feel like. Just to paint a picture, imagine if you had 365 days of PTO. What would that feel like? That's what real estate checks feel like. See, we're one of the few communities that we have to plan to take care of our parents as they get older. And I'm not saying this negatively. What I'm saying is that we have an unfair amount of pressure put onto us. So our parents may not have planned properly, possibly because they didn't know. So now we have to change our entire life to make sure that it includes to take care of our parents. So what ends up happening is our parents tell us what we should go to school to be. Hey, you should be a doctor. You should be this. You should be that. They don't even allow their kids to go into what it is that they want to do. That's what freedom. So if my son wants to be a doctor, he can do that. But also if he wants to be a graphic designer, if he wants to be a video game designer, if he wants to be whatever my son wants to be, he's going to be allowed to do that because I've laid these bricks of these foundations 10 years before he got to that part in his life. That's what freedom feels like when you build passive income. That's the picture I want you to paint mentally. I'm not telling my son to go to college so I can live off of his financial aid. I'm not telling my son to take out student loans so I can live off of that. Trust me, I know this. I know the game. I know this is what happened. We have some parents telling their kids to take out more money in student loans so that way that they can both eat off of that student loan money. No, we're not doing that no more. I work so hard. That's what having freedom feels like, to be able to build something to where that is not the statement or the sentiment one would have in the future. What are your views on the stability and security of real estate compared to other investments? I invest in businesses, I invest in stock, I have a little bit of crypto, but here's the thing. Everything in the economy can affect that. Everything. When it comes to real estate, everybody has to live somewhere. Here's a picture I want to paint for everybody. For most people who are in their 30s and 40s, okay, for most of us in our 30s and 40s, we've been through 2 recessions and a global pandemic. 2 recessions, some of us 3. There was a recession in '88, the recession in '07, and the recession we're in right now. A lot of us on here have been through 3 recessions, okay? And then we've been through a global pandemic where the whole world was shut down. And through all of that, rents have never went down. Why wouldn't you want to participate in the industry that has the upside of a winning trend? The trend of real estate has never went down. The only way people lost in real estate is because they paid too much. When you think about real estate investing, what's the first thing that comes to mind about acquiring a property? I want to know from you all on here. Do you think about how expensive it may be? Do you think about, oh my gosh, it's hard? Do you think, like, what comes to mind when you think about real estate investing, good or bad? Next, have you considered how real estate can serve as a hedge against inflation? Here's what's so interesting. For people who bought real estate the right way, even during the pandemic, you benefited. Why is that? Because there was hundreds of millions of dollars for investors who didn't go out and get these $10 million mortgages. See, a lot of us retail investors were able to go and get back pay from a lot of these cities, where I know some of my clients and some of my mentees who got checks from the city for like $30,000, $40,000. So they didn't lose. They didn't have a $6,000 mortgage. They had a $700 mortgage based upon how I teach you how to get into real estate investing. That's because you have to understand the numbers. Most people who get into real estate don't understand the numbers. When people who say, oh, I tried that real estate thing, it didn't work out, that lets me know they didn't know what they were doing. Have you looked at real estate investing as a viable means for building for the future, your retirement fund? Most people don't have a 401k no more. Pensions are done. Like, I really want you to close your eyes and think about, how are you going to survive in the next 20 years financially? Are you worried about how to save for your down payment to invest in real estate? Are you worried about how to save? See, here's the thing. That's one of the things that I had to overcome. See, I had to get over this notion that I got to go out there and save for a down payment every 7 years, because that's about how long it's probably going to take to save money. I'm going to give you all a secret in life when it comes to setting up your future. We have to start learning how to play the odds. Here's what I mean. I don't play a game where it's set up for you to lose. Let me say that again. I don't play the game that's set up for you to lose. You may be asking yourself, Will, what do you mean by that? The way I've learned how to invest in real estate from people who are a lot smarter than me, who've done this a million times over, I play in the pool that allows me to win every single time. Meaning, if I know that most successful real estate investors use credit to buy real estate, why in the world would I go out there and keep trying to save money for 5 years when I can just go to the bank and get the money? Do you think real estate investing is expensive? And I broke down the definition of expensive: commanding a high price, and especially one that is not based on an intrinsic worth or is beyond the prospective buyer's meaning. Expensive is subjective. You have to change your subjectivity scale to determine what's expensive. But you can only do that as you graduate in this world of economics. I know people who will say, fixing my credit is expensive, but the life you're living is expensive because you're paying more to rent a place. You're paying more to buy that car. You got a 23% interest rate on your auto loan, but you're concerned about 9% interest rate on an investment property. I've never seen nobody ask how much an interest rate is on their car. They just happy to drive off so they can go to 3 people's houses. They friends, a family member, and somebody who been hating on them. They gonna circle up and down their block until they come outside. As soon as you get that new car, you go into your BFF house, you go into a family member and somebody who you think been hating on you on social media. Last question. What is your real estate end goal? What is your real estate end goal? These are my questions to you.